Hi everybody, it's Diana again. Today I'm going to do a video for those of you like me that when you started getting beauty products or became interested because you watched YouTube videos or some of your favorite music artists or other famous people in movies or TV just got you interested in makeup. Um, Kind of what basic things I think you should get to start, and that you don't have to be overwhelmed by choices, or even if you don't have a lot of money. I know when I first decided like a year and a half ago that I wanted to really start into makeup, I went to Sephora. The people there weren't necessarily helpful in making choices. Like I said, I want to try a highlighter. I'm not sure what looks good on me. And they go, oh, well, whichever one you like. Same with blush. Well, I don't know what I like. I need your help. So sometimes they'll help you. I feel like a lot of times they need more guidance than you do. And I think that sometimes we get overwhelmed that we need primers. We need an eye primer. We need, concealer and eyeliner and brow mascara and blush and highlighter and 8 different palettes. Like, let me just say, you don't. If you're just a beginner, you don't need to spend a ton of money. Sometimes spending more money on something like an Anastasia Beverly Hills palette or Natasha Denona might seem like a really good idea, and they are really good shadows. So it's not like you're wasting your money. But if you're like me, you'll end up with a semi-decent collection of eyeshadows where some are lower end price-wise, some are higher end, and they all work really well for different reasons. Kind of when you're starting out, I would recommend more getting stuff that is more cost effective, because it's also not that it's lesser quality always, but they're usually more forgiving shades or more forgiving products where you can build your look for eyes and cheeks and highlight. And you're not going to go on with this crazy pink blush right away and then go, oh my God, now I got to rub everything off and start over because it's too much. And a lot of people aren't super into like high color right away. They kind of want to start. So I did kind of a neutral look for this today. I used, and I'll put everything I use below in the comments, a little Ulta Beauty You Caught My Eye kit. So it's very neutral, like pink shades. I think this appeals to a lot of people. These kind of shades. I also think like makeup brushes in general can kind of be overwhelming as well. I did use some other things, and then my lip today is Bite Beauty Amuse Bouche in Whip, and this is just a mini. When I bought these, there was 4 minis they had during the holidays. It was just a little while ago at JCPenney. A little hint, if you go to the JCPenney Sephora's, they still have clearance sections. A lot of the bigger Sephora's or standalones don't anymore. So you can get stuff like that. It was like $15 already on sale and then another half off. So I got 4 little minis I can try, all different ones. I think there's like a red, a berry, this neutral shade, and like one other neutral shade. Just to give them a try, and then that way you can see if you like it, because stuff like Bite Beauty or a lot of these other things, I mean, it's $20 just for a lipstick, just for one eyeshadow, just for a mascara, and you're buying 10 or 12 things to start a collection, and that's going to be hundreds of dollars, which is what I did right away, and it was a little overwhelming, and I still didn't really have everything I needed. So I'm just going to go over what I think. You don't have to buy all these things. I would start maybe small. Go with something like an Ulta Beauty eyeshadow palette or something to start. But let's get into it. So if you're looking for brows, honestly, I think brows are like the big thing right now. I'm not super into brows. But if you want to save a buck, go with the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Plumper. I have medium to dark. This is what I'm wearing today. It's kind of well loved, so things are smudged. But this one, it's very natural. I think it's a lot like the Glossier's Boy Brow. That one's a little bit more expensive. So again, you can pick this up Target, Walmart, Ulta Beauty, I think. Lots of different places. And just give it a try. It doesn't put a whole lot in the brows. It does look like a more natural brow, but it does give you some shape and a little more color. That's a great way to start, as well as the e.l.f. brow pencil I have in deep brown. So on one end you get a little spoolie, and on the other end, sorry, like hairy product, you get this, and it actually retracts and moves up, and I think I'm nearing the end of this product as well. So I kind of right now go between those. This will give you like that thicker brow. You can shade in a lot more. You could use them in tandem. I think if you're really into brows, you can also use eyeshadow that matches or comes close to matching your hair color. Like when I dye my hair red, I use a lot of like more red eyeshadow that I have, and then that way it still fills it in. You can get that really crisp line that a lot of YouTubers and famous people do. I kind of like them a little messy right now, but normally I do kind of like that fuller look. Just in general, I'm just trying to get through some product and trying different things. I think both of these are good. e.l.f. is like $2 or $3. I want to say this is, I have no idea. It was given to me. It's probably no more than like $6. And then if you already have eyeshadow or are about to get some eyeshadow, there should be some shades in there that match, and you can use that. So as far as eyebrows, I think that's a good start. I don't think primer is necessary. You can use a good moisturizer. If you're really into primer, I recommend any of the e.l.f. ones. I think, again, these are like $4 or $5. This is the blemish control. I haven't tried this one yet. I just got done with the pink one. I can't remember what it is. I'll look it up. But these are pretty good. I like that a lot if you really feel like primer. Another thing I think you absolutely don't need right away, and I use it sometimes now and I still don't think I need it, is setting spray. Again, a really inexpensive one is e.l.f. I think this little bottle, which lasts me quite a while. I haven't gone through it yet. I'm like right here on the bottle, if you can kind of see with the wiggling. I think this was like $3. So that's another way. I do think foundation is pretty key unless you have really good skin. Then you don't need foundation. One that I recommend that's relatively inexpensive is L'Oreal. The Pro Glow. I do kind of like a dewy look. Sometimes I like a matte look. I do have kind of normal to dry skin. So sometimes the matte ones look really cakey on me. And foundation's really hard, and I think this is the one that if you find an expensive one that's really good and you love it, go with it. But like Sephora, if you're not sure, and shade matching in the store is never good because the lighting's for shit at any of them, even the ones in JCPenney's. And I don't think Ulta does this, but Sephora for sure. You can get little samples of different colors. They'll give you a few, test it out for a couple days at home. Look at yourself in natural light and test before you go ahead and buy. Like, you could just buy a drugstore one or a less expensive one right away and start with that and then work your way up if you want. Again, I do think foundation of all those things is the most necessary. Another thing I don't think you need is an eyebrow primer, an eyeshadow primer. Sometimes bases are nice. You can use your foundation. If you have a concealer, you can use that. Or I've also used these jumbo eye pencils from NYX. I think this one is in the shade, Milk. It's just white. You can sharpen these. They last for a while. I've kind of been trying different things, so I haven't been using this lately. It comes in different colors. I have one that's like shimmery, and it's just a base so that, especially if it's less expensive eyeshadow or something with like you really want to punch the color in your eyeshadow, this works really well. But it's not necessary, and these are like, I think $1 or $2, so you're not spending a whole lot. You don't have to buy it. Another thing I don't think is super necessary, if you get like a medium to full coverage foundation, you probably don't really need concealer. Like, we're not all taking pictures, we're not being photographed and, put on YouTube or TV or anything. I don't think most people really need concealer. But if you do, you don't need the super big triangles and all on the forehead and here and here. Like, nobody does that in real life. If you want to, go ahead though. Nothing against it. But if you're just starting out, I think you don't need one. But if you want one, and I haven't tried this specific one yet, but it's very affordable, is the Makeup Revolution one. I think this one was like $6 or $7. And then I got this Flower Beauty one That one I think is more full coverage. This is kind of light to medium coverage, and it mostly covers redness for me, not really dark circles or a whole lot of brightening. But this one I think was like $6 too. Those are both really good options. The other thing you can do is if you're wanting like a primer, an eye primer, even highlighters, blush, and you're not really sure, get some minis. Sometimes there's sets, especially around Christmas time, that Sephora comes out with. Granted, it's not Christmas now. But you can get a mini size, and like a mini thing of this primer for me will last weeks because you don't need a lot. You can also buy minis, and usually, especially if you're not sure, I think it's a good idea. Just check to see. I mean, sometimes cost effective, it's more to get the big one, but the big one sometimes can be $20, $25, $30 for a primer. And that's just your primer then, where probably everything I've talked about now probably adds up to right around $30. So think about that. The other thing I think most people don't need is a setting powder. Again, you know, if you have a matte foundation, most of them kind of set themselves. If you're really oily, I think it's a good idea. One that I've really liked is the e.l.f. Perfect Finish HD powder in clear. I think this would work for anyone. It doesn't leave any color behind. It just makes everything kind of soft. So setting, just, I never really understood setting powder before, or concealer, or a lot of that stuff. Primer, setting spray, a lot of that's like non-essential. But you know, if you find that like you're getting a lot of wipe off, or it's just staying really sticky, a setting powder can be really good for that. Another thing I think that is essential for most people, I don't always wear mascara, but I do think a lot of people like to, or it kind of finishes off your look, is to get a mascara. Again, you could try minis. I got a little set at Christmas time. It came with like 1 or 2 full sizes at Sephora and like 4 or 5 minis, and I think it was like $20. Now to try that many is good. Plus, if you're getting, unless you're using your mascara every day and constantly the same one, you probably don't need more than 1 or 2, and really just 1 to start. But I would just see if you can look at the wands in the store. If there's a wand you look at that just seems like crazy and like you're not sure, like this is a pretty crazy wand. I don't know. It's got really big spools on it. This is an Ulta brand one. Theirs are relatively affordable, or if you saw my Ulta video, if you, during the times when they do the free beauty bag, you can get literally a full-size mascara for free. If you're just going, like, let's say you want to go and buy 2 lipsticks and a concealer or something, or a foundation and a lipstick, you'll get this beauty bag of stuff, and they always put a mascara in. That's how I got this one. One that I've always loved is the Maybelline Great Lash. It's a classic for a reason. Yes, it's probably your grandmother's favorite. This one's great. These I do feel like they dry up pretty quick. The wands are relatively standard, a little on the small side. I have this in Blackest Black. But these are probably, I think the Ulta Beauty one I got for free. This one I want to say was probably again like $5 or $6, and then I think this is like $6. It's the Essence Lash Princess. I have the green one. There's different tubes, so different ones for different folks, different styles. The wand is actually pretty small, standard. But this one I've really liked. This is the False Lash Effect. It's really good, and it's really cheap. You don't need to buy the Better Than Sex mascara by Too Faced. That's $20 or whatever. You don't need to buy Anastasia Beverly Hills. Like, literally, it's mascara. It's not going to break. No one's going to know. And even if you're wearing it, it, like, doesn't matter. Those ones, totally fine. I also don't think you need eyeliner. You can, again, use eyeshadow to line your eyes. Unless you really, like, when I was younger, would put stuff on my waterline, but it doesn't last all day. I'll tell you that right now. For me, I have hooded eyes, so if I do eyeliner that's like a cream or one of these, like I have this CoverGirl one that I think is really good. It's called the Perfect Point Plus in Black Onyx, and it has like a smudger on the end. I've never really used the smudger, and again, it kind of clicks up. I've had this in gray as well. I kind of finished the gray one in February. but this is good for like underneath. And then another inexpensive one that I've used is the Super Fat Eye Marker by NYX in Carbon Black. This is a really jumbo one, but NYX has all different sizes, and this is kind of like a felt tip. The felt tip itself kind of like, I'm trying to turn this so you can see, kind of misshapens itself over time, and these dry out pretty fast. But I think if you're going to try them, I have to put this on the top. Anything else will crease up into my lid, and then I'll have a big black line. The only liquid liner that does that to me, not this one, is the Kat Von D tattoo liner in Mad Max Brown. That one creases up, and I don't know why, and it doesn't matter what I do, and I could wear just the liner, and it does that. So, yeah, I think if you want, I don't think eyeliner is necessary when you start, but if you want to try it, to try the wing or to have a little fun, you know, either one is good. If you have hooded eyes, I recommend, you know, one of these liquid liners. NYX makes some really good ones. The other thing is lipstick, which I found extremely overwhelming to start. How do you know what colors to get? You don't know what kind of looks you're going to want to make. Are you neutral? Are you not neutral? You know, there's liquid lipstick, liquid cream, there's matte, satin, glossy, sparkly, all sorts of ones. I think you can end up spending a ton of money on lipstick before you know it. So again, I think minis are good. These are ones, again, I got in those beauty bags from Ulta. This is a matte lip crayon. I think the Ulta brand's pretty good for these. This is in the shade Soiree. I really like it, and these twist up too. They also have Color Rush lip gloss I got for free in one of those bags. This is the shade Olivia. It's really pretty. You know, if you don't want stuff getting on your teeth, or that has happened to you a lot in the past, I wouldn't recommend a gloss unless it's a really light gloss without much color and you just want some sheen. And I wouldn't recommend the crayons, and I would not recommend cream lipsticks. So NYX Liquid Suede, I have the NYX Liquid Suede cream lipstick in Pink Lust. This is beautiful. It's what I wore in one of my past videos here. This doesn't dry down, so it will transfer if you're not careful. But you know, one way to go is to go off-brand or low-cost brands. So NYX is a good way to go. Ulta Beauty is a good way to go. Another one I've really liked lately is Flower Beauty, and these Miracle Matte Lips are amazing. This is kind of a fun color. This is Melon Pop, and I really, really like it. And I would definitely buy more of these. They have more neutral colors. They have deeper colors. They don't have any really funky colors. It's all kind of in the pink, red, neutral shade. Again, if you're new to makeup, neutral is different to different skin types. What is neutral on me is not going to be neutral on someone with a tan or a deep complexion or an olivey complexion or whatever. Something like this might be more neutral to someone else. This is Vampira. I mean, this is more red, but in this tone of family. This is Vampira by Kat Von D. I think her Everlasting cream shades are really good. Or Studded Kiss lipstick, excuse me. But some of these you can get in minis, different times of the year, or in little kits. It's about half the product. You're never going to go through, I mean, you might go through the mini. You'll never go through the big one. I don't think you're losing out on anything by buying the smaller versions. Sometimes minis is the way to go. Same with Smashbox. I got this in a Point Perks. Sorry, I'm really sick still. In a Point Perks from Sephora. And this is a mini. But to me, I'm not going to get through all this red lipstick. But it's also a fun way to try multiple brands without breaking your bank or being too overwhelmed. Again, if you're kind of new, or you're a teen and you're not sure, or you're not committed to a lipstick that'll stay on all day, you don't mind reapplying, or you're just going out for a night, I think like MAC lip gloss is a good way to go. This is a limited edition one. I think it's Evil or Strange Potion, based on the Evil Queen from Sleeping Beauty. This is super old. Probably shouldn't be still using it, but I do. But this is really nice. They go on easy. You can throw them in your purse. The lip glosses, you just reapply. It doesn't even stain your lips. It just puts a little bit of color for the day. But if you don't want a sticky lip, don't go with that. Sephora is a really decent brand for, this is Magenta Luster in the Luster Matte and Magenta Luster. These are really good, I think, for, you know, a liquid lip. Liquid lips are the way to go if you don't want to reapply. If you want to spend a little bit extra money, my favorite lip is the Everlasting Lipsticks by Kat Von D. This is just a red shade in Outlaw. I think it's really pretty. The packaging's pretty. Don't let packaging fool you, but into buying something that you can't afford. If you can afford it, try one of these. They're great. Or again, you can get the minis. They do come in minis, not all of them, but they do. I think it's a good way to go. One thing I think nobody needs is a lip liner, because if you start getting a big collection of lipsticks, you're going to need a big collection of lip liners. I have never worn a lip liner. This one I got for free again in one of those Ulta beauty bags. This is the shade Bittersweet. Haven't tried it yet. I will, but it's just another step. So is like ombre lips or those lip palettes. You don't need it. You're not a professional makeup artist, probably. And if you are, then maybe it's something you need. But otherwise, no. Another good brand that I think, and these are full-size lipsticks, is good, is the e.l.f. brand. They have really fun colors. This one is Wine Tour. I literally got this at the dollar store for $1. Don't discount the dollar store. Just look for brands you know, like e.l.f. and stuff. That's a good way to start your collection as well. Another brand I really like, not all their stuff, but the Wet n Wild Liquid Cat Suits. This one's in the shade Harbor Crush. So this is really pretty. It's metallic, something different if you like to try anything metallic. And those are really reasonably priced too, and a lot of times like Walgreens will have like buy one get one half off or buy two get one free, and you can mix and match different products that way. And I think most people are going to want some kind of lipstick, sorry, that's my dog, of some kind, but I do think that there are options, and I don't think you have to go crazy overboard. One of the last things I'm going to talk about is palettes. So one way to solve, I don't know what to do about highlights, especially if you're not sure what colors appeal to you, and even if you're like, I'm not into crazy highlights, you might go with a more affordable brands, either single shades or palettes. And I think that the Soph X Makeup Revolution brand, collaboration with Makeup Revolution brand, is a really good way to go. I want to say this was less than 12 bucks. You get 8 shades, kind of good for all skin tones. You can mix and match, try them as eyeshadows, try them as blush toppers, whatever you want to do. I think this is a good way to at least see what color tones suit you and to try it. It's kind of weird putting highlighter on, blending it out, figuring it out. This is a great way, I think, to try it, because you've got a lot of colors. You can play around, you can layer them, you can mix two of them together, do what you want. I think that's a really great way. I think a few other like Model Zone might have one too. This one you just get a lot of colors, and I highly recommend it. I think it's good quality. Again, with blushes and highlighters, you're probably, unless it's like one you know you'll love, and you probably don't know that you'll love it when you're just starting out, I think it might be good to go with a less expensive brand's palette of them. So again, this is Makeup Revolution's Ultra Blush Palette in Sugar and Spice. This is some really neutral ones, some more poppy ones, and on the end here, these are sparkly ones, so you can even try that. And they do have different ones for blush ones and highlighter ones than these. And again, these are like less than $12 each, and you can try a whole bunch. And then you don't have to worry or feel stupid like I did when you ask someone and they're really not helpful. So I think that's a really good, I don't think you need blush or highlighter to start. I don't think you need contour. I did not add a contour of any kind in this video. I think if you want to try a contour, bronzer, to me they're the same thing. Physicians Formula, from what I've heard, makes some really good ones. I do have one that I don't think they make anymore. And I think those are relatively inexpensive. Also, You know, Wet n Wild has a few good ones. And I think Makeup Revolution has a palette of, you know, bronzers you could try out. Or they have a contour dupe for the Kat Von D one, I think. A few people do. So those are ways to try them. I don't think most people need a whole palette of bronzer and contour. I think you could probably find something, you know, relatively close to your shade. And I think Physicians Formula or Wet n Wild are really good options. I think that's something you don't need right away. One thing that everyone should have right away is some kind of eyeshadow palette. This and foundation and mascara, to me, are like the only things that you really, really need right away, just to start and have a little fun. And then everything else you'll kind of add, but you don't have to buy high-end to get started. I do have some high-end, I do have some low-end, price-wise. But yeah, I think you can just kind of mix it up and make it your own. So these are, I didn't pick any high-end palettes because I think when you're starting out, that's a lot of money to spend at once. Most of them start at $35, $40 and go way higher than that. So I picked some that are all like $20 or less. And again, these are palettes that speak to me. These specific palettes may not speak to you. You might want something more neutral. Makeup Revolution, I'm going to show you a couple from them. They have a lot of dupes for other palettes, like the chocolate bar palettes from Too Faced. You know, you can get some really good ones on Shop Hush. I haven't tried them, but they, you know, dupe Huda Beauty ones and Anastasia Beverly Hills and Natasha Denona. So if those specific palettes are something that calls to you, go for the less expensive one. No one's going to know what you're wearing. You're going to get the same similar eye looks to what you're wanting to achieve. And when you're starting out, it takes a while. Even I'm not that great. But it does kind of take a while for you to decide the technique that works for you and your face. Because I have different shaped eyes than other people. I have different shaped facial features and chin and nose and all that. I don't contour my nose. I think I tried it a couple times. I was like, I like my nose the way it is. I'm good with it. So I'm just going to show you some more affordable palettes that I enjoy. I think any of these are good starter palettes. So yeah. But you know what? Find something that speaks to you, but don't go high-end right away. You don't need to. Go to the drugstore side of Ulta. Alright, so this is Makeup Revolution 32-piece eyeshadow palette in Mermaids Forever. I like this. It has quite a wide range of colors, plenty of neutrals on both sides, little pops of color in the middle, giant mirror. This is a great starter. I think it's fun. And again, all of these are like $20 or less. The other Makeup Revolution one is an ultra eye, and that's 32 eyeshadows for like $20 or less. Makeup Revolution 24 eyeshadows with the Soph X collaboration, who is Soph Does Nails, if you've never watched her channel. And these, again, you get a giant mirror. And this is still plenty of neutrals with little pops of color. You want to try a pink, you want a yellow, mustard yellow, you want a purple, you want to try a little pop of blue, and you can lighten them up, darken them up, you can mix colors together. Don't be afraid to mix colors together. If you're like, wow, that palette has everything, great. If your palette doesn't, and it's got these 4 colors on the side, and you want to color in between these 2, mix them together. Make the color that you're looking for. You don't have to have multiple palettes. It is nice if you have a palette with like 1 green and you want more greens, find a palette with more greens. Or get a couple singles. No big deal. This is the NYX Beauty School Dropout palette. I do feel like this is not the best quality palette, but it is kind of fun, and if you're just starting out and you don't have a lot of money, this is also a decent palette. So it comes with a little mirror. It kind of folds all the way out. It's got these little sleevey things. I just keep them on there for now. But it's got a ton of eyeshadows. The 4 quad is supposedly like a highlighter, a cheek, a bronzer, or 2 blushes and a bronzer. More big eyeshadows. I do think this is nice. It has a lot range of color. The bronzers are very orange on me. I think maybe for deeper skin tone, this would be really, really good. But I think it's a decent starter palette. And it is priced right. Another one that I've actually enjoyed a whole lot lately is the Katy Perry and CoverGirl collaboration called Cool Cat. This is like all shimmers or glittery palette. This is really fun. It's kind of fun. You can do like an all glitter look, which I've done. Or it's fun if you have something like one of these that have more mattes in them. You can kind of layer it on top and give a little glow. This is just really fun. You could even use a lot of these shades as like highlights. And again, like if you have something like Sofx and you don't have an eyebrow, I mean, eyebrow colors, eyebrow colors, eyebrow colors. There you go. There's also a lot of these you could use, well, a couple you could probably use as blushes, contours. I mean, there's like a really shimmery one here. That could be a highlight. You can make it work. You don't, on a budget. You don't have to go crazy. And the last one I picked is just because I know it's kind of hard to find all bright palettes. I know there's been some in and out. But if you're just starting now, there's not a whole lot, and there's not a whole lot that's super affordable. This NYX palette is just under $20. It's called The Brights. And it has some shimmers, some mattes. Oh, some of the mattes that have a little bit of glitter in them really come across as matte. Like the green one in the bottom corner. The blue one up from the deeper yellow in the middle. I think this is a really fun one to start with if you're not sure about color, or if you really are excited about color and you just want something more affordable, or you're sick like me and you're like, every palette is brown. Oh look, another brown palette. Oh look, a red palette. Oh look, a red and brown palette. Like, it's boring. I can get all those looks pretty much from the ones I have, and now I have a fun palette too. The Ultimates come in neutral shades, you know, smoky shades. And again, I don't think you need to buy a ton of palettes. You could probably buy 2 or 3 drugstore palettes and you'd be good to go. Or even just one of the Makeup Revolution ones to start until you realize either, hey, I am really into makeup, or I'm not. And that's okay too. I hope this was helpful. I know I could have used some more help. When I started, I was watching a lot more bigger YouTubers. Now I watch kind of mid-level and smaller YouTubers. I know I'm a very small, sad YouTube channel, only 5 subscribers, but I love you all 5 of you. You're the shit. Keep on dreaming. But yeah, so like you watch people like Tati or Manny or Jeffree Star, and it's like, wow, I need to go get this $80 moisturizer and $200 primer and $50 foundation. No, you don't. You can get very similar, if not the same looks. Or if the 1 or 2 things you want that are expensive are a foundation and an eyeshadow palette, great. Splurge on those 2 things. Buy everything else, you know, more affordable prices. No one's going to know. No one's going to tell. And you don't need everything to start. The one thing I didn't really talk about is brushes. So before I go, I'm going to just talk a little bit about brushes. Honestly, my favorite brushes I have ever used are e.l.f. brushes. I got a big set. It was like 10 or 12 right after the holidays at Target, and it was like half off. So I think it was like $10. So like I think it was less than that, because I think it was normally like a $15 set or something, like half off. So I got a ton of brushes to try to figure out what brushes you need for what I like the best. You can get like these white handled ones, are all like $1 a piece. Real Techniques makes some really good brushes. I kind of started with a foundation brush from them. Some people really like sponges. Again, Real Techniques makes some really nice sponges. You can get 2 for, I think, like $10 or less if you want to try sponges. If you think you'll like a silly sponge, I got this one at Claire's. I work there. I think normally it's like $7, normal price. One thing you should invest in is a good moisturizer, but again, you don't have to spend a ton of money. And you probably don't need it right away if you're not already moisturizing, but putting on makeup all the time really kind of aggravates your skin. So, I mean, I've found some really good drugstore ones. I really like Aquabomb, but it's very expensive. If you can get samples of stuff, go for it. That's one thing eventually I will try to splurge again on, or try to buy things when they're on sale. Another thing that you should really get is a brush cleaner. I don't clean my brushes every time I use them. I don't clean them every week. But I do kind of like get a massive pile going, and then eventually I do. One thing I recently purchased that, again, you don't need this right away, is this is from Japanesque. They call it a powder color changer. Some people call them color switches. Kind of saves you from cleaning your brushes all the time. And I usually like to use like the same brush for most of my eye look. In between, you just kind of scrape it in there. It takes off most of the color, and you can go ahead with something else. So yeah, that's kind of fun. But yeah, a good brush cleaner, the Ulta brush cleaner, I think, I don't know, they're normally like $4 or $5 a piece. I bought them when they were like buy one, get one free, and then I had free, like a $3 off coupon, so I got like 2 for less than $5. I mean, it's a great deal. You don't, again, that's something you don't need to splurge on, but I think it's good to have. I guess if you want to talk about anything else, put it in the comments, and I hope you like the video. Bye!